you might as well sing along. I know you know it. Makes me feel real good when you know my songs.
Welcome to Inside the Grit. Today we have a special guest. His name is Kona.
Hello.
If you want to take the time to introduce yourself and yeah.
I'm Kona. Most people know me by Coco, which is I started on YouTube a few years ago. That was my name. And I first started like working in the beauty industry at Sephora, which is where my passion for makeup came from, and which is where I made my first YouTube channel. From there, after doing that for a few years, I gathered a cute little following, so I decided to create my own t-shirt line, which is what I did a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. I can't remember exactly when, but I did that, and then which led me up to what I'm doing now, which is I own my own credit firm here in Utah. So I just help people rebuild their credit, get their life together. Yeah.
Okay. What made you want to start doing this stuff like other than work? Like what made you want to jump into starting your own clothing line and your fair favor?
Yeah, I think I've always wanted to like work for myself or own my own business, but it didn't like hit me until I moved to Hawaii a year and a half ago, where I was working full time for someone else for a really good company, and I just realized like that this is not what I want to be doing for the rest of my life. So I think that, along with my grandma dying, should I explain that in this one? Along with my grandma dying, she died. She had a list of things that she wanted to do last year, that she never got to do. She wanted to finish the book she was writing. She wanted to see my uncle that she hasn't seen in like 30 years. She just had so much that she wanted to do that when she died with like that whole list, which just like terrified me. So ever since then, that also prompted me to be like, okay, yeah, let me just do everything now before I die, because I don't want to be like, I don't want to die and be known as a person who like, oh, he had all these big dreams. Like I want to like die and be the person and be like, oh, he accomplished all of those, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's good. So is that kind of where your like would you say that's where your mindset developed, like to be like not an entrepreneur, but like
Oh,
I
you
know
can-
you
you
hate
can
that
say
word.
it.
I'm just kidding. But like kind of like just doing your own thing other than working for somebody else.
Yeah, and also I think I've always had the mindset like ever since I can remember like growing up. I always like loved having my own little like cashier that my mom bought, or cash register that my mom bought me, and like pretending I was like making money and like working at a store. So I think I've always had that like entrepreneurial mindset, but it wasn't like I said up until like last year or 2 years. I'm getting confused. It's 2019 now that it hit me to like, okay, do it because you're probably gonna die soon. No, just kidding.
Whoa. Hey, you never know. Life is short. When did you hit that point in your life where you made that jump to like was there a certain thing like from when you like started working like because these are obviously start as ideas, right?
Yeah.
And then so like how did you make it from like thinking about it to doing it?
Honestly, I think it's just knowledge. Like the bridge between people's ideas and like actually doing it is the knowledge of how to. So, was another motivation for me moving to Hawaii. My cousin, I learned a lot from her. She does real estate, cryptocurrency. We created a few drop shipping websites together. So I think because I've always had these ideas, but I think when I moved to Hawaii for the purpose of wanting to learn all of these things, it's so easy. Once you learn how to actually do it, how to register a business, how to register it with the IRS, it's like, why isn't everybody starting their own business? Because it literally, when you learn the knowledge, it's so simple. So I think that was also another factor too, is when I finally learned how to do these things, I was like, oh my God, I waited all this time. I could have done this. I wish I started like when I was like 20, you know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I would have been a lot farther. But yeah, I think that the gap is really just the knowledge of how to. Does that make sense?
No, that makes
Okay.
perfect sense. I love that. That's one of the questions that I always want to know. So growing up, were you encouraged to pursue your passions, or like not pursue your passions and pursue school instead, or?
We were always encouraged like quietly, but we weren't really like pushed, or like it wasn't really put upon us to go to school or go to college. or start your own business. My parents just kind of like, whatever you guys want to do, just do it. Just don't end up in prison or whatever. But they're very supportive. Like whatever I do want to do, like they're behind me 100%. So
Since you talked about them being supportive, with the support that you have or don't have behind you, how has that like affected your goals and accomplishments?
doesn't affect me anymore. Back then, like when you first start, when you're like, not secure in what you're doing, of course, you look to other people and their support to like encourage you. But support truly does not come from people that you think it should come from. It comes from people who you would never expect it to come from. But now I feel like I'm in a place where I don't need support. Like I don't care if you support what I'm doing or what I want to do. I'm going to do it.
You're just gonna do it anyway.
I'm going to do it whether I have support or not.
I love that. Name a significant point in your life that helped shape you into becoming the person you are today.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about my answer because I didn't like my first one. Oh, well, I guess we'll go with it. I think one of the major things that helped shape me into who I am today was coming out when I was in high school and just realizing that, like, I don't need to hide who I am. I can truly be myself, and like, yeah, you might lose a few people on the way just by being yourself, but I literally gained so much more friends, so much more like love and support that I never would have expected. Yeah, I think that's probably one of the main things that, because I felt like when I came out, looking back, I wasted like, how old was I? I wasted like 17 years of my life like hiding who I really was because I was scared of what people were gonna think because my family is very LDS. But now I could care less.
That's so good. That's so good. Not to sound like weird or anything, but I went on your Instagram page, and you have a caption that says, "My worst fear is mediocrity."
Mm-hmm.
What does mediocrity look like to you?
I kind of define mediocrity as just living a regular life. So like living the way that we're taught to. Graduate from high school, go to college, get a degree, work that 9 to 5 until you're 60, and then live your life at 60 until you die. So that's what I view as mediocrity. Like my goal is to like retire before I'm 30, so I have 4 more years coming up, and then retire and live my life. Like most people work, go to school, and then they retire and live their life. But I want to like work, and then retire and live my life.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a change there. So.
And mediocrity, like to you, is your biggest fear, right?
Oh yeah, just being basic, living a basic. Like truly, I would rather be dead than be mediocre. Or, like live and work for the rest of my life for a company I don't even care about, for a company that can drop you at the drop of a dime, and then retire.
So true. They don't care about us. So
they don't.
Why care about them?
But people dedicate their lives to these companies, who in reality they don't care about you. If they need to let you go, they're gonna let you go.
That's so true. And like if you die, like they can replace you in like any second.
They're gonna replace you.
Yeah.
They look at you as this small.
Exactly. So you might as well do what you want to do. What would you say is the hardest part about wanting to go after your dreams and passions?
I think it's just that mental block that everybody probably gives themselves when they first think of an idea or, oh, I want to do this business venture. So I think it's really just a mental block that I put up for myself personally, because after I get over that like hurdle of like fear and rejection, because I have fears of rejection and failure, once I get over that hurdle, everything's like fine from there. So
that's perfect. Like since you mentioned kind of like your own mental block, how do you overcome like that or negativity or opposition towards what you're trying to do?
How do I overcome it? I just push myself really hard. I, believe it or not, like have major like anxiety when it comes to like doing stuff by myself. Is that weird? So I think it literally I just push myself through it. And because I always know that once I get over that hurdle, whatever is to come after that is going to be so much greater than I ever thought. And so far, it hasn't done me wrong.
Yeah, I like that. Is that like also the same way as like how you keep yourself motivated, or like how do you keep yourself
Yeah, here's the question. How I keep myself motivated? Motivation can come from anywhere. I mean, people have many different motivations in life, whether it be like you want to change the world or make the world a better place, or if you just want to make a lot of money and make your life and the people you care about's life as amazing as it can be. So my motivation truly has always been money. It can be bad or it can be great depending on how you look at it, but I look at it as me like motivated that I want to make money so I can support the people that I love and that I can support myself and make enough money where I never have to work for a company for the rest of my life, you know?
Yeah. I love how you just own your own motivation.
Yeah.
I love it. Who are your biggest role models?
Biggest role models? Mel Robbins, she's a motivational speaker. Ty Lopez, amazing entrepreneur. Who guys up? Bill Gates is amazing. I love his whole like outlook on life and how he's so like progressive in the way he thinks, even though he's like a billionaire. Yeah, I would say those are my motivations.
Sorry, this is a side question. Do you listen to any like podcasts or anything?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Like, do you just listen to these people? Do like,
YouTube channels, yeah, they post videos. Like Tom Bailu, I don't know if you have ever heard of him, but he interviews entrepreneurs as well, and he like very successful, and so it's just inspiring to hear other people's story. So I don't listen to their podcast, but most of these people have like videos and speeches on Instagrams that I watch. So
Okay, nice. I just have one more question for you. It's our trademark question. We ask it to everybody. But looking from your grit or your story, what's one piece of advice you would give to our viewers?
to your viewers who want to start their own business or go on their own venture, just do it. Like follow your dreams. And it sounds cliche, but it's true. Like we truly only live once. We don't know when we're gonna die. We could literally, I could go into cardiac arrest right now and die. You know. So we only have one life. So do everything that you want to do, because when you die, you don't take anything with you, and people are gonna forget about you anyway in a few years after you die. So it's just gonna be fun.
Sad,
So
but
just do it.
true.
That's my main motivation, is just do it, because truly we have one life.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, those are all the questions that we have for you. But if you just want to tell everybody, like, your social media platforms that they can follow you on.
Social media platforms, Instagram. My personal one is literally Coco. If you want to follow my clothing line, Litco Clothing. If you want to follow my credit firm, Fair Credit Firm on Instagram, and the same on YouTube and Facebook.
Nice. Okay. Everybody follow him on all his social media platforms. You can also follow us on Inside the Grit at Inside the Grit on what's it called? On Instagram and Facebook. And thanks for watching.